Okay, good morning. Just giving people an opportunity to join in. Okay, let's get started, guys. Mikhail, Tangaroa, you ready? Sit up.
What did I say? No screaming, talking, whatever. Just listen.
Take Raise your right hand and recite the tenets. Yup. Courtesy,
integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit.
Excellent. And the student oath. Yes, up.
I shall observe the tenets of Sky conduct. I shall speak the truth. I shall admit conduct. I shall be the champion of freedom and justice. I shall be
Awesome. Good work, guys. Okay, jogging on the spot. Jog on the spot. Good stuff. That's it. Punch up to the sky. And without touching each other, punch the sides. And punch forwards. Awesome. Okay, rotate your wrists. Change direction. Elbows. Change direction. Arms back. Change direction. Hands in front of you, twisting your torso. Left ankle. Change direction. Right foot. Change direction. Hands on knees. Down and back and down and back. Down, back, down, back, down, and back. Hands up, guard your brain, circle your legs outwards. Inwards. And hips. Change direction. Okay, let's start with, I want to see how you guys are doing with stop it, I don't like it. Sometimes when you're at home, getting in each other's way, making each other a bit annoyed, I want to see what you're doing. So, watching, on the count of 3, I want to see step back, 1, 2, 3, stop it, I don't like it. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go. Stop it, I don't like it. That's it, hands up, open your hands up, Mikhail. Not like this, because when you got closed fists, it looks like you want to have a fight. We don't want to have a fight, so put our hands open. That's it. So standing up once more. 1, 2, 3, go. Stop it. I don't like it. Always make sure that's good, Mikhail. Stepping back. Okay, we create some space between us and the other person. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Stop it. I don't like it. Good. Okay, watch me. This time, I'm going to pretend to come up and give you a push. Okay, and when I come and push you, I want you to have your hands up, and I want you to block the push out of the way like this. Just using one arm, block the push, and then step back and say, stop it, I don't like it, or back off, leave me alone. Nice, strong voice, okay? So I'm going to pretend to push you, and I want you to go, block, stop it, I don't like it. Strong, clear voice. Ready? Get ready, because I'm coming in to push you. Push. Yeah, good, we get it. Tangaroa, you're not on the screen, I can't see you. Ready? Yeah, good. Remember, you want to step back. You don't step forward to do this because you won't have enough time. Step back and block the arms, and then stop it, I don't like it. Even if you don't manage to block the push, you still stop it. I don't like it in a clear voice. Okay, ready? Get ready. You two look like, not when you're ready, just standing a little bit like this, a little bit normally. Ready? Oh, yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Two more. Ready? Okay, last one. And go. And come on. Now remember, very importantly, what we do next. If someone is mean to us and we go, stop it, I don't like it, or back off, leave me alone, we then go to the adult looking after us and ask for help. Okay, you don't push them back, don't snatch or grab, we don't get into a fight. We say, stop it, I don't like it. And then you go and ask the adult looking after you for help. Whether that's at home or at school, it doesn't matter. Okay, good work. Now, let's get some basic movements in. Show me your parallel ready stance. Give yourselves a little bit of space. Go back a little bit. Go back a bit so you got some space. And stepping forward with your middle punch. Ready? Hana. Two. Sit. And stepping backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Good. Let's do it again. Forwards. Hana. Two. Keep those hips and shoulders straight. Make sure you're punching to the center of your body. Keep away from each other. Sit. And backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Forward. Hana. Spring your knee. Two. Don't take big giant leaps. Sit. Always punching right to the middle. Just go forward and backward. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. And baro. Okay. Now I want to see your forearm low block. Okay, so from here, this time, we're going to cross on top. So our blocking hand is closest to us. Smashing two watches together. And go block. Low block down the bottom here. Hana. Two. Set. Backwards. Hana. Two. Set. Make sure you cross and then block. Forward. Hana. Two. Set. Backwards. Hana. Two. Set. And now block with your knife hand. This time block with your knife hand. Ready? Hana. Two. Set. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Good. Okay, this time going forwards. Oh, let's do the knife hand low block again. Do that once more. Forward. Hana. Two. Make sure you cross and block. Sit. Cross up in front of your chest. Good, Mikado. Backwards. Hana. Two. Cross a little bit higher, Tangaroa. Sit. Right, that's it. Cross up in front of your chest rather than down by your tummy. So you get a bit more motion. This time, we're going to do a middle block, crossing underneath. Let's cross underneath. Hana. And for a middle block. Two. Sit. And backwards. Hana. Make sure your block is the height of your shoulder. Two. Sit. Now check your stance. I want to see big stances. Shoulder width wide. Nice and strong. Forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. And backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Okay, now we're going to change to walking ready stance. So just the stance first. Cross in front. Both hands out to your sides. Forward. Hana. Two. Sit. Keep those train tracks for your feet. Make sure you got good stances. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. And backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Good. Now we're going to add the front snap kick. So we're going to go and then walking ready stance. Hana. Two. After you kick, make sure you've got your balance on one leg. Do your sine wave and then the block. Sit, kick, balance, sine wave, block. When we go backwards, kick with the front leg. Hana. Two. Sit. And forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Keep that stance is nice and strong. Backwards. Hana. Caitlin and Mrs. Tina Ann, a little bit longer in your stance. Two. Nice big stance. Sit. And forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Now this time going forward, we'll do front rising kick. So keep your legs straight, straight up, and then your walking ready starts. Hana. Two. Sit. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Forwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Good, guys. Try and lift it up nice and high. Make at it. Backwards. Hana. Two. Sit. Forwards. Hana. Forwards is nagagi. Two. Sit. And backwards is jirugi. Hana. Two. Sit. And step forward, buttle. Grab a drink of water. Cool. So we've just done the fundamental movements for white belts. We've done full fist middle punch. We've done forearm low block. We've done knife hand low block, inner forearm middle block, front snap kick, and front rising kick. The other things, of course, at white belt are your high punch and your low punch, and also your parallel stance, so your parallel stance punch. We've done the walking ready stance, we've done walking stances, and we've done a lot of those fundamental movements with walking stance. Okay, so it's a lot of the white belt stuff. Now, let's string a little bit together. Get ready. We're going to do some practice of the fundamental movements for forward direction punch and forward direction block. So from here, we'll do the right side first, and we're going to step forward and punch. Go. Check your train tracks with your right side. Right foot forward. Caitlin, change feet. That's it. Awesome. Now step back and cross on top and do your low block. Forward and punch. Backward and block. And check that you've got your train tracks. Both feet pointed straight ahead. Your back one turns out a tiny bit, but don't worry about that. One shoulder width wide. Forward and punch. And cross on top. Block. Good. Crossing in front of your chest. That's excellent. Forward and punch. Backward and block. 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 And buttle. Come on, tangaroa, make it. Okay, now the other side. Left hand forward, left foot forward and punch. And backward and block. Other side this time, Caitlin. Other side, Caitlin. Change your feet and hand. That's it. Forward and punch. And backward and block. Check your stances, tangaroa. Make sure you got a good, strong walking stance. Forward and punch. Punch the center and back and block. Now, tangaroa, when you punch, you don't cross. I lift my other hand up and I punch straight through my hip. Forward and punch. And back and block. Forward and punch. Check your train tracks for your feet. Make sure your feet are straight ahead and you've got one shoulder width apart. And back and block. Check that your feet are straight ahead and you've got one shoulder width apart. So Mrs. Tina Ann, your back foot's a little bit narrow and pointing sideways. You want it pointing straight ahead. You too, Caitlin, point it to the front, bend that front leg, straighten the back one. Forward and punch. Backward and block. When you punch, lift your other arm up so you can pull it back to your hip. Forward and punch. Backward and block. So Caitlin, from here, lift the other hand up in the air, and then you can pull it back. Rather than from here only punching with one hand, you punch with two hands. Lift up and punch with two hands. Go. Lift up and punch with two hands. And back and block. I'll show you again, Caitlin. So from here, lift your blocking hand up in the sky. Lift your blocking hand up. No, the other one. Come back, Caitlin. From here, the hand that's blocking, the one that's in front, lift it up. Your right hand. That's it. Yep, that one. That one. Now step forward and punch. And now you're using two hands. That's it. Go back and block. Lift your blocking hand up. Lift the blocking hand up. Step forward and pull it back when you punch. Yeah, that's it. Back and block. Lift it up. Other one, Caitlin. And punch and change hands. Yes, back and block. Blocking hand up. Forward and punch. That's it, Caitlin. Do that 3 times. 1, punch. 2, lift up and punch. 3, lift up and punch. Yeah, good stuff. And butt all. That's it. Give yourself a clap. That's good. It's a big change, okay? That's really good. From here, we lift the hand up, and then we pull back, and we pull it back when we punch. So we punch with 2 hands. Really good. Okay? Now this time, we're going to step back and cross on top and block low with our knife hand. Go. 1. Right, sorry, I should have said right leg back first. We'll do the right side first. Sorry, Caitlin and Caitlin's mum. Change feet, Caitlin. I didn't tell you which foot to go back with first. We do the right side first. So blocking with your left hand. And now come forward, cross underneath, and middle block. Good, and back and low block. Now, watch for a moment. When you do your middle block, keep your elbows down and your hands outwards. So we're not blocking like this and coming upwards. Our elbows are down and our block comes across. Does that make sense? Coming across with the block. Go, forward and block. And back and low block. And just come up and cross, come up and cross. That now, Caitlin's mum, that's it. Yes, dropping the elbows. That's right. So not like this, dropping your elbows down. And now you can come straight across with your block. Go. Straight across. Yes. And turn your forearm so that your hand's facing you. Your palm faces you. That's it, because you're blocking with your inner forearm. And step back and low block. Step forward, middle block. And back and low block. Every time you step forward, I want you to check that your elbows are down. And then you block across. Go. Check your elbows are down. That's it. And back and low block. Come on, Tangaroa. Forward and block. Backward and block. Forward and block. Backward and block. Check your elbows are down. Forward and block. Backward and block. Should be the right foot moving, Caitlin. You're doing the left side. You clever girl, jumping ahead. Okay, let's just go forward and backward. But pause in the middle and check that your elbows are down. This is Caitlin's mum. Check that your elbows are down before you block. That's it. And when you block, stop at shoulder height in front of your badge. Don't block over here. We stop here. That's it. Stop in front of your body. That's it. Back and low block. Forward and middle block. Back and low block. Tangaroa, just tidy those stances up and focus on what you're doing. Tidy your stances up. Knife hand low block. Inner forearm middle block. Okay, let's do the left foot. Ready, left foot. Cross on top, knife hand low block. Cross underneath, elbows down, inner forearm middle block. So not from down here, from up here. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. That's it. Caitlin's mum, lovely. Forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Just check your crossing, Tangaroa. Cross underneath for the middle block, Tangaroa. Underneath for the middle block. Yes, that's it. On top for the low block. On top for the low block. Underneath for the middle block. Okay. Caitlin's mum, watch that you're blocking from here again and coming up. Okay, not like this. From here, I want to go here and across. Here and cross. So elbows down. Elbows down. Protect my body with my arms. That's it. That's it. Good, Tangaroa. And come on. Excellent. Okay, grab yourselves a drink. Okay, so a couple of little things to work on there. First thing is when you're going forward and backward, check that you maintain your train tracks with your feet. Okay, so it's common to do this where I'm stepping too narrow and my back foot's facing sideways. I don't have the power here, and this stance is designed for moving forwards and backwards. My knee is vulnerable here. So I go here, keep my hips straight a little bit. I'll use them for power as well later. Notice also that my foot will naturally curve in a bit and then naturally curves out. It doesn't come all the way to the other foot. It comes in about halfway, but then I'm straight back to my train tracks. And I think about both of my feet pointing forwards, and that'll be about right. Now, technically, this is for you, Caitlin's mum in particular. Your back foot is allowed to turn outwards up to 25 degrees, which is not very much. But if we say straight ahead, you'll get a natural angle. If I say 25 degrees, you'll start doing this. So we don't worry about that. Just think about straight ahead. Forward and back. So that's the first thing. The second thing, Caitlin, for you in particular, when you're punching, remember the blocking hand, the other hand comes up. Because we always punch with two hands like this, right? We always use two hands. We don't just punch like this with one hand and have the other hand do nothing. So when we've done our low block, we've got to lift the other hand up so we can pull it back and use two hands. Showing you sideways, lift it up and pull it back when I punch. So I get two hands and lots more power. Okay, that's the second thing to remember. The third thing to remember is when you cross for your low blocks and your middle blocks, you cross with your elbows down and think about protecting your body here. Okay, so from here, my hands are up, protecting my body, then I cross protecting my body, and then I can block. So rather than crossing down here where I can get a punch in the face, I cross up here where if someone punches me, I can flinch and cover. Okay, so elbows down, everything is now relaxed. If I do this, I get some tension around my back and around my triceps. Here I can relax all of my muscles. And relaxed muscles are fast. And fast muscles develop power. Okay, so elbows down, and then it comes across your body. And imagine how that block is working. Somebody is trying to attack this way, and I come across my body to block it. That's how this block works. Okay, coming across rather than coming up like this. It's coming across this way to block the attack. So you can see that attack coming towards me, and I'm blocking across this way to block it. And your low block comes down a little bit further this way. Okay, still crossing in the same sort of place in front of my chest. Knife hand low block technically crosses a little bit further across. Apart from that, very similar. And I just open my hand at the last moment. Okay, so the knife hand low block, technically, later on, you'll start to learn the difference where a forearm low block kind of comes down and smashes on top of the tool, and a knife hand low block actually cuts across a little bit more. But don't worry about that difference at the moment. Okay, if you've got any questions, unmute and ask them now before we get on to the next activity. Okay, now that movement that we just did, where we went forward and backward, that of course is the basic movement for forward direction punch. And this one, when we went back and did a low block and forward and did a middle block, that's the basic movements for forward direction block. The only difference, of course, is the turns, the turning. So when I do forward direction punch, after punching, instead of going straight backward, I turn and then step back, and then punch, and then turn, and then step back, and punch. So 4 directions, and then I finished. Okay, that's 4 direction punch. 4 direction block, I step back first, then step forward and block, turn, cross and block, forward and block, turn, cross and block, forward and block. Okay. Now, when the right foot does the moving, that's called the right side. And when the left foot does the moving, it's called the left side. Okay, so let's go through 4 direction punch and 4 direction block once together. I'll do it with you, so I won't be able to give you feedback quite so well. So I want you to think in particular about your train tracks for your feet, especially when you turn, because from here, it's very common to step too narrow this way. And when you step too narrow backwards, you'll commonly step too wide when you go forwards, right? So from here, here are my hips, make the space for my hips, get myself a nice stance, okay? And then forward becomes easy. Turn, let my hips determine where my foot goes. I need the space for my hips. Okay, so ready. Foot direction punch, right side first, all together. We won't go too fast so everyone can keep up. Forward and punch first. Hana. Now if I do my little turn, that's the way I'm going to face. I step back, do my low block. And then step forward and punch. Now do my little turn and step back and do my punch, my block, my low block. Check your stance, make sure you get your train tracks, and forward and punch. Come on, Tangaroa, get practicing. Little turn, step back and do my low block. And check your stance. So Tangaroa, take your time and check your stances. And forward and punch. Check your stance. Good. And baro. That's Tangaroa Mikaere in particular. The difference between your first blue and your first red and your first black and yellow stripe, we want to start seeing really good stances. Okay, so practice now your stances. Knowing the sequence is good, you've got to do it with good stances for your yellow stripe. So this time the left side, forward and punch. Check your stance, punch the center. Pivot and step back. Other way, sorry, Caitlin, left hand. Yeah, that's it. Now pivot towards mum and step back and do your low block. Yes, forward and punch. Tangaroa, make those stances a little bit longer. Yes, Caitlin, you're getting it. Awesome. Just make the stance a little longer. That's it. Now pivot, step back and do your low block. Good. And step forward. Watch the angle of your feet. Make sure they're both pointing forwards, Caitlin. I'm really proud of how you're lifting that other hand. That's good. Now pivot and step back and do your low block. Other foot, Caitlin. You stepped the wrong foot back that time. There we go. And forward and punch. And butt off. Good. Now we'll do foot direction block. Right side, right foot back first. So take it on. We're going to practice this one. Ready? Big step back first. It's got one extra movement stepping back. Hana. And step forward, cross underneath. Door, middle block. Keep those elbows down. Protect your body. Pivot. Step back. Low block. When you cross, put your hands in front of your body to protect and block across. Go. Yeah, that's better. Pivot. Step back, low block. And cross underneath as you step forward. Protect your body, elbows down, middle block. Pivot. Step back, low block. Tangaroa, do the middle block. You've missed one, Tangaroa. You missed one. And now forward into middle block. Go. Caitlin, check your stance. Look at your back foot. Point your back foot straight ahead. Make it nice and long. Good. And now just extend, both of you, extend your block a little bit further forward. So rather than being up like this, you've got to be a little bit out from your body at the height of your shoulder. And return, bottle. Now let's do the left side. Ready. Left foot back. Come on. And crossing underneath. Door. Pivot. Step back. Low block. Other foot, Caitlin. That's it. You might need to put a little piece of paper under your right foot so that you know which one to stay still. And forward, block. Feet are good, Caitlin. Just change hands. This is where, that's it. This is where it just gets a little bit tricky with your brain doing the left side. Pivot. Left foot steps back. Low block. Yeah, that's it. Forward, left hand does a middle block. Change hands, Caitlin. Good feet, change hands. That's it. Pivot. Step back with your left foot, low block. And step forward, cross underneath, middle block. Oh, wrong hand there, Caitlin's mum. And buttle. Good. Okay. So remember that a really good way to practice that at home is to put something little that you can feel under your foot, like a little piece of paper, and that reminds you which foot you don't move. Okay? So when you're doing the right side, put a little piece of paper under your left foot so you can feel it. And you got to keep that piece of paper covered. Don't uncover it. And then after you've done the right side, then you can put the piece of paper under the other foot and then do the left side. Caitlin, question. Feel free to unmute and ask.
It works the first time, but then my foot gets used to it and it has the feeling that it's still there even if it goes to the other side.
Ah, is that right? Okay, so rather than a piece of paper, try something that's got a little bit more texture, like a tub of ants. No, I'm just kidding. A drawing pin. No, I'm just kidding. But something like a coin or a piece of Velcro or something that's just a little bit more uncomfortable. What have you got there, Caitlin?
I used this last time. It doesn't work.
Oh, okay. So you might just need something that's got a little bit more feel to it, something a little bit stronger, so that when it's not there, you can feel that it's not there. Try that. Oh, yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah, you could put a shoe or a slipper on the foot that stays still. You can't, because you can't figure that one, because the cool thing is you can see it as well.
It's actually part of a foot massager.
Ah, awesome. Yeah, cool. So yeah, something like that might do it. Yeah, so you'll feel it a little bit more. That's cool. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay, now, do we have a drink? Grab a little drink because we're going to do something different. Tangaroa, you're going to need Mika at it. Okay, I'm calling in some help as well, so I've got a partner. Because you guys have all got partners. So, just kneeling like this. We're going to do some releasing techniques. Remember, a little bit higher, so people can see you on the camera. Our grabs, let's go and stand up again. Our grabs we've got for white and yellow belts, this is called a same side grab, because we're both on the same side of the body. If I cross around across my body, we call that a cross grab. Okay, so this is the same side grab, and this is a cross grab. We also have two grabs, same side, or we might have two grabs on one arm. Two hands grabbing one arm. That makes it pretty hard. Now, all of those, as you saw, were done with the hands down. We can do all of those with the hands up like this as well. So I can do a same side grab. I can do a cross grab. I can do two hands, or I can do two hands grabbing one hand. Now, all of these grabs could be anywhere on the arm. So I might not grab here. I might grab up here, or around here by the elbow, or I might grab this way. Or when I do a two-hand grab, it might be like this. Okay, we start with down by the wrist, and then after we get a bit more comfortable, we make them a little bit more varied. We might change the angles where I might stand and grab like this or like this from here. so the angle can change as well. Okay, so we start nice and simple and we build a little bit up. A couple of key principles. Firstly, when you do wrist releases, your wrist will start to get red and a little bit sore. And there's a trick that you have to do when your wrist gets a little bit sore. We toughen up. Okay, you have to harden up, just deal with it. It happens. We're learning something that can work for you at school or work for you when someone's grabbing you at wherever you may be. So when that happens, you've got to not have to be worried about the soreness of your arm. You just got to deal with that. Okay, now that's the first really important principle. The second important principle is that the person who grabs you might be bigger than you. I'm a little bit bigger than this monkey. So if he releases just using this arm, it's not going to work because I'm stronger. Because he doesn't do enough exercise. So when you release, you have to use your whole body. Use your whole body against this grab. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So if you grab me, let's do a same side grab first. So this is the same side grab. I'm going to grab my own hand and I'm going to step back into a stance and I'm going to use my whole body and go, back off, leave me alone. Okay, so let's see whether you can do it. Grab your own hand, use your step back into your whole body. Why, yeah, like that. Back off, leave me alone. Right? So he's using his whole body against my grip. Now, the other thing that's happening technically when he does that, from here, when you grab your own hand naturally, you'll turn this hand over. And that's important. This hand is now facing the ground. Why that's important is this is the thick side of your wrist. This is the skinny side of your wrist. This is the strong part of my grab. This is the weak part of my grab. So what he's going to do when he turns his hand down is automatically the skinny part of the wrist is on the weak part of my grab. Okay, the skinny part of his wrist is on the weak part of my grab. And then when he's levering out, not only is he using his whole body and all of his strength against my grip, he's also levering out of the weakest part of my grip. Go. Okay, and then back off, leave me alone. Okay, so try that with each other a couple of times now. Away you go. There we go, here we go. Good, 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 good. Using the whole body. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to go harder now. Oh, got to turn your hand down. Got to turn your hand down. Yeah, there we go. That's it, that's it, that's it. And fast and hard. That's it, that's it. I'm going to grab him up by the arm this time. No, just grab your hand. It works the same way. It doesn't matter. It's actually easier to release from grabs higher up the arm because it's harder to grip them. Yeah, there we go. Good stuff. Okay, okay. Good. Okay, cool. We got that one. Lovely. Okay, and pause for a moment. It's good. Now watch this one. We're going to do the cross grab this time. So this time, a cross grab where I'm grabbing over the top. My thumb is on the other side. To release from this one, you grab over the top and grab your own hand, and the same thing happens. When you grab your own hand, it naturally turns the grip over and puts the thumb on top. And then you're levering that way, same as you did before, pulling out that way, which levers out of the thumb. So it's actually exactly the same release. So if you grab me, a same side, no, let's do the same one first. Same side grab is this way. A cross grab is actually the same. I reach over and grab my own hand, and I pull out this way. It's the same release. But you've got to reach over and grab your hand. And your palm goes down towards the ground, and then we go and lever it out with our whole body. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, that way. Yeah, that's it. So you're ripping your hand out of the thumb. The thumb is the weak bit. Good. So you don't worry about lifting it up. No lifting it up, just go side, just go across. That's it. Use your whole body. Your hips are where your power is. Come on, Mikaere and Tangaroa. Let's see your releases. Caitlin, you pull across in front of your body. So same release as before. I'm not going to try and push it out this way. I don't push it away from my body because I don't have strength there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step back and pull it inwards and go over the top of his thumb. Okay, where you go? Grab over the top, Caitlin. Grab it over the top and pull it out. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Good. That's it. Oh, that was a bit weak. Okay, go in. By me, not by you. Okay, good. Okay, come on. Now watch this way for a moment. As you get a lot more experienced, you'll get to the ability to use your body without using two hands. So if my opponent grabs me here, I get my other hand up so I can protect myself, and I can do the same movement with one hand and use my whole body. But if somebody bigger and stronger than me grabs me, I'd still use two hands. I get more strength out of it. The other little thing we can do is release as soon as they grab. So rather than go grab another, oh, grab me. Oh, I gotta go less. Okay. Rather than doing that, if I release straight away, it's really quick and easy. Okay. But that happens as you get more familiar with the release. So start with it as we've been practicing. Back off, leave me alone. Remember your back off, leave me alone. Or the cross grab. Back off, leave me alone. Remember that. That's super important. That's the next part of your self-defense. Okay, cool. Now watch this way for a moment. Remember that second part, back off, leave me alone. That is very, very important. At school, if somebody grabs me and I do this, back off, leave me alone, it clearly looks like I'm not the person causing trouble. Okay? If this happens, now I look like the bad guy, right? Or if I stand there and then they're going to grab me again, well, that's no good, is it? Stop grabbing me. And then suddenly we get into a little fight. So from here, I just go back off, leave me alone. I've created space. And then I go and find someone fun to play with. And if they keep annoying me, I'll tell the teacher or I'll tell mum and say, that person's being mean and I don't want to play with them anymore. It's being really mean to me. And then mum and dad or the teacher can help you sort it out. Okay? High five to mum or dad for helping. Thank you. You can go now. Thank you, young man. Okay. Grab a little drink. Okay. Now let's do a nice stretch to finish off because it's a Saturday morning. Stretch before we go out for our nice walk in the sun. Come on, Caitlin, you two, that's it. Sit down, legs out. And put your right leg over the top. And you turn your body into that stretch leg. So, Caitlin, if you leave your legs where they are, turn your body in the opposite direction. Change hands. That's it. Yeah, now feel that stretch. Turn all good. So today we covered a lot of fundamental movements for white belts. We walked through how the basic stuff for saju, jirugi, and saju, makgi. So crossing, using your body, your stepping, your stances. Then we did a walk through saju, jirugi, and saju, makgi with the turning. The hard part for that, Caitlin in particular, and Taylor Mikaere have trouble with this as well, because young guys do, is which side's left and which side's right. And particularly when you do the left side, it's moving the correct foot. That's the hardest part. So if you can find something like that foot massager, Caitlin, to use on your foot until your brain remembers which way to go, that's a really good way to do it. And change foot. In our dojan, we've got these rubber spots. We've got big rubber spots. And our children put one foot on the spot and one foot off the spot. That's what we use in class. But at home, we have to come up with our other creative ways. And particularly for those of us that are right-handed, when we're young, the right side comes pretty easily to us and the left side gets super hard and we keep mixing our feet up. So it just takes practice. So take your time, don't go too fast. Then we worked on the releasing techniques. We did our releasing techniques for same side grabs and our release technique for cross grab. And remember, that's all about using your whole body to release against that grab and not just trying to release with your arm. So stepping back into a stance and reaching your hand out at the same time is a strong way to develop lots of power to release. Okay, and both feet up the front. Reach up to the sky and then lean yourself forward. That's it. It's okay if you can't touch your toes. Just you've got to keep your legs straight. That's the most important thing. Put your hands on your shins if you can't touch your toes. And keep your toes up towards the sky. From here, we can also go to one side. Rock over to one side. And then we rock over to the other side. And then we rock over to one side. And then the other side. Just gently. Because the hamstring's a big muscle. You stretch different, the two sides of it as well as the center. Cool. Then go down a little bit lower. Okay, cool. Now bring your feet in. Heels together. And gently pull your legs down towards the floor or push them down with your hands. Okay, now just turn sideways. Show me the side of your body and lie back on the ground. Stick your legs straight up in the air. I find it helps if I just grab the ends of my trousers like this. And then we're going to let our legs hang open. And you can use your trousers to pull your legs back towards you. Keep your back flat on the ground. Keep your legs straight. And just let your legs hang open. That's it. And slowly lift your legs in. And sitting up. Standing. Left leg behind. So here we're trying to keep our knees together and push your hips forwards. The other hand out by the side or up here can help with your balance. Try and keep those knees together and push your hips forwards, and you're going to stretch in the quadriceps. and change. If you bend your supporting leg a tiny bit, it'll help you with balance, as well as holding your invisible chair can help with balance. Or even holding your ear. This helps with balance too. And then step that leg forward. Nice big lunge. My back heel's off the ground for this. And the leg is bent. Lunging myself forward and reaching up to the sky with the opposite hand. So Caitlin's mum just said, that's it. Change hands there. That's good. You feel a stretch down the inside of this leg. This is your iliopsoas muscle. This is the muscle we use to lift the leg up. And change sides. Just hold that for a moment while I check. I think my computers aren't turned on. Oh, there we go. And up, just gently rotating your hips. Change direction. Shot to the left and tidy up. I just want to show you a couple of things from the beginner's books before we finish up. Let's get the right books out here. So first up, this is Tina Ann. You've got this book, I believe. Oh, you've got that book. Oh, yeah, cool. You've got this one. Awesome. That's great. Oh, but Caitlin's got the for kids one. Okay, cool. So this book here has really got some good information to read through. Okay, so when you're going through this book, there's a whole lot of information with the basic fundamentals of Taekwondo about how you move your body and things. So do make sure you have a read through it. There's also stuff about how to fold your uniform and tie your belt and things, the procedure for class. But when you get into part 2, your syllabus, the first part of that in particular, principles, has things like the training secret of Taekwondo, the different lines of the body, talking about different directions, facing of the body, sine wave and stepping, some great diagram there about how sine wave works. So there's a whole lot of really important, useful information there. So some of the things that we're telling you in class, you'll pick up here and go, oh, I get that now. I see what that means. Okay, so it's really worthwhile reading through that first part. And then section 2 is where it's got descriptions of all the movements you need to know with photographs and why you're doing them and how they work and what the purpose is and all that sort of stuff. So really, really important material in this book. Tangaroa Mikaere, you've got this book. Okay, the cool thing about this book is it works through with a whole lot of activities and things for you to do. So there's an introduction here telling you a little bit about Taekwondo as well, which is great. And then here, it breaks down the skills into different parts. So we've got the skills checklist down here, talking about what we want to see at each level. Can we stand at attention stance with heels together and toes slightly apart, for example? So this booklet enables mum or dad to go through with you and go, yeah, yep, all right, we're getting there on that, or no, we're not quite there yet, but we're on the way. And then this has the things that you need to learn. These are for your attendance. So when you come to class, your instructor can stamp it and say, yep, you've been to class. Very useful, important. Over here, we've got the stuff where we practice our theory. And then on this side, we've got home tasks. So things to work on at home. And there's 2 types. The first one is about things to get better at home. So helping out mum and dad, or not being so loud, doing the dishes, tidying your room, all that sort of stuff. The second part down here is when your instructor's giving you some things to work on. So like longer stances and keeping your feet straight in your walking stance, that sort of stuff, or punch to the center, use 2 hands. So we can write some of those things one at a time and go, oh, that's the thing I'm working on. Okay, and we've got those for all of the levels. There's also some activities in here, keep you busy through the last couple of days of school holidays. And then the next grade works the same way. So having the skills checklist, what you need to know, and then the theory and the home tasks and so forth. So you can work through those. So do go have a look through the book, have a look at the activities, ask for help from mum or dad when you need it, and mum and dad can work through that stuff that you're trying to work on, okay? So it helps you get ready for your stuff for the next grade. So do make sure you're using those books, guys. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Let's finish up. Great to see you. Have you got a question, Mikado? You're right. Sit up. Kill me. Take a walk. Huzzah. Thanks, guys. Great to see you. See you next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 5.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, guys. Hope you got something out of that today.